Yeah, like the warriors love. I mean, you teach them, you care for them, and then you just hope that they don't betray you. But the way you make sure that you insure yourself against these types of people is by constantly reinventing yourself and constantly learning more. So you're going to be a different person from when they left you until right now. And then when they see it, they're like, "Shit, I should have stayed, or I should have what I go." Diba? But it doesn't matter.
Mm.
Once somebody betrays you, then they show you their true colors. That's it, pansit. Get them out of your lives.
Mm.
Useless yan.
Nako!
Nako.
May naisip ako. Chief, na-bring up to nung isang tournament. Marami ng matataas na belt dito sa Pilipinas,
Mhm.
marami ng purple, marami ng brown, marami ng black.
Mhm.
Para rin sa education ng maraming tao, how does one get promoted to black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Okay, number one, you have to have the experience, you have to have the technical knowledge, and you have to be able to perform. For the longest time, though, when we were in the States, idol namin yung mga purple belt, blue belt, because it was such a hard belt to get. It's also in the Philippines for a long time kasi wala masyadong black belt dati. Ang ganda ng level because you would only be promoted pag dumarating yung black belt nila dito. So talagang it was really something exclusive na when you get promoted. Talagang alam mo. But now, of course, na dumami yung mga black belt is really, really bad. Okay, so Carson Gracie said that, these black belts don't know how to defend themselves in the street. I said, impossible naman yata yun. But yun pala, I see it right now. Like 60 to 70 to 80% of the black belts you see right now, I'm not kidding, they will not last in the street. They'll get their asses kicked. The reason being is, Jiu-Jitsu before was synonymous with MMA. Ang nangyari was, Jiu-Jitsu deviated and of course did their own thing, which is fine. I love that. I love the technical progress. But what happened was it became so far away from fighting on this, actually defending yourself. And what's worse now is you see people like, I saw this clip of this brown belt who probably, never fought in his life, teaching self-defense. My God, kung ginawa ng babae yan, patay siya. I mean, it's like
Nakita
that.
ko rin yan. Nakita ko rin.
And
Patay
right
nga
now,
siya. Patay nga siya pag nangyari.
right now, a lot of people are negotiating their black belts. Gawin mo na lang to. Kasi before, also in the States, when nauso yung Jiu-Jitsu, a lot of Brazilians were purple belts in the plane. Pagdating nila ng US, black belt na. So I never thought that would happen here. Kasi we police each other. I've seen people promote themselves na walang promote. People not allowed to promote, nagpo-promote. You have to ask a question, no? A black belt is not a weapon. It's not a gun. It's nothing. It's just a piece of cloth. It doesn't mean you're anybody. In the end, if you're a black belt and you lose to blue belts, kaya ka. I mean, you're a fraud. And there's so many now. It's really, really terrible. I thought, daming black belts. Hindi. Ayun na. Supot yung mga yan. They're not really black belts. I mean, I know who the real black belts are here, and I respect a lot of them. But when I see black belts who negotiated their black belt, nakikita ko parang,
Easy,
tapos
Chief.
kung-
Easy.
diba
Baka
kung umasta
madulas.
sila, kala mo naman napakagalit. Dahil batukan ko yung mga yan. I mean, it's
Pero
really
Chief,
bad.
technically, like, what do you, kasi ako ang alam ko, you have to be, narinig ko yan kay Marcelo Garcia, you have to be at least 9 years a black belt, third degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Third degree before you promote others. Yeah, to black.
Yan.
That's the IBJJF guidelines. Another thing also, what's this? The Gracies before also said, look at these people. They're giving people black belts just so their affiliates and their associations grow. In the States, nangyari yan kasi big money yan eh. So they would give a black belt to this guy. Okay, you go there, put your association, ikaw na. O ikaw, bibigyan din kitang black belt para may association ako dito. And I never thought I would see that here. Ang dami. I was like, wow. Now, not all black belts are here. There's so many legit black belts here, by the way, okay? Ang dami rin, my God. Putang na, hindi ka black belt. Pero kung umasta ka, buto, grabe.
Lahat ng gamit. Lahat ng gamit, black belt. Lahat ng gamit.
Lahat ng gamit. Ganyan. Tapos tingnan mo yung tenga niya. Wow, ang linis ah. Mukhang never ka nagkakoli sa buong buhay mo ah. Okay, so but that's not the gauge. I mean, the gauge is really, okay, when you're a black belt, everybody will remember what you do as a black belt because that's the last belt you will have. Just like when you die, people remember how you touch their lives. So when you're a black belt, aside from, getting the technical ability, being a good leader, always constantly learning so you can give something to your students, you have to bring up your students and make them good people as well. Kasi kung ikaw, for example, if you're a black belt, you're fake, or you're a fraud, or you negotiated your black belt, there's nothing good that you can impart to your students. Kasi peke ka eh. When you train, everybody can see it. I mean, just the other day, I saw this fat fuck. He got a fucking purple belt na, from doing nothing. I was like, wow. What do you call that? That's ridiculous. I mean, how did you get a purple belt?
Chief. Kilala
You
ko
can't
yun.
even do a forward roll. Diba?
Kilala ko.
Ganun.
Nakita ko yun. Nakita ko yun.
Yeah. Grabe. I mean, I was like, wow. Okay, I guess I can't name names, but
Oh,
if we
wag,
were in a
wag, wag,
different
wag,
strategy, I'd
wag,
name
wag,
names
wag,
because I don't
wag.
want to mess up your show either.
Oo,
But
man.
it's
Chief,
like that.
tawag dito, yung isang naalala ko na yung isang in-expose mo na black
Yes.
belt na fake. Yung fake black belt dun sa Bicol.
Yeah.
Apparently, Chief,
I
buhay pa
found
rin
out,
pala yun.
buhay pa
Nakita
rin
ni
siya,
JC. Nakita ni JC, buhay pa. Kasi,
May gym pa na affiliated sa kanya hanggang ngayon. The others have moved on, have affiliated to legit teams, pero may iba na under pa rin sa kanya.
grabe.
I do
Doon mo
not
rin talaga
understand that.
nakikita na,
Yeah.
grabe.
Actually, I never understood that either. But martial arts is all about marketing and how you make the people feel. So kung magaling ka mambola, magaling ka sumail stock, people don't apparently, in the end, when you look at yourself in the mirror, every day, hopefully, they look at themselves in the mirror because, so they look halfway decent when they go out. But when they look in the mirror, you will know, what you've been through, what you've done to accomplish that. And don't misrepresent yourself. There's so many now. Imagine, nagpo-promote ng sarili, tapos ang gagawin, makipag-affiliate sa States or sa Brazil. Yung mga yan sa States and Brazil, wala namang pakialam yan eh. Basta bigyan mo sila ng pera, o sige, affiliate ka na. People who are not in the, not in the know here. Affiliate naman pala sa States. But what you don't know, when you're an affiliate, it means, number one, you're giving money to that person to carry their name. That's one. But two, to have an affiliate like that, you have to make sure that you're really embedded with that person. You're learning their techniques, you're constantly learning, may ugnayan kayo, you guys work together. Hindi yung bayaran kita ganito for the month, basta dalhin ko yung tapos post sa Facebook, sasabihin ko affiliate kita. Ganon. Imagine, what do you call that? It's really bad. It's really bad. There's but at the same time, the techniques, the blue belts, the white belts are so much better than 5 to 10 years ago. They're so much better. Ang gagaling na nila. As something grows bigger, it tends to attract more idiots, more goofs, more pretenders, and everything. Mangyayari yan. To all the legit black belts in the country, not just from our team, the legit black belts are the mga ganyan. Let's make sure that we always protect what all of us work for. Okay, I'm not just saying that, let's just make sure that there's nothing we can do. Nandiyan na yung mga peke, nandun na yung mga pretenders, yung mga negotiated black belts, ganyan. Wala tayong magawa dyan eh. But what we should do is in our own camps, let's make sure that we always maintain the highest standards and the highest quality. Yeah, we have to uphold the tradition. Or else, magiging tayo, like what happened to the other classical arts. Diba? Bilang, diba? The effectivity, and it's not respected anymore. So later on, nobody will respect a jiu-jitsu black belt because, everybody will have a black belt na. Kahit hindi. Okay? But the problem lang is, jiu-jitsu is one of the most real martial arts. You're constantly tested. So if your black belt doesn't roll, doesn't spar, then alam ko.
Patay tayo dyan.
Ito pala yung mga sinasabi na negotiated. Okay, ito. Okay, I'll give you guys an example. This is what one person can do without any training. Without any training, I just know some terms and I can just mabobola ko ng 8 people. Ito yung blueprint para maging isang peke na black belt. Okay, listen up guys. Okay, you get 8 people. Kunyari estudyante mo sila, magtayo ka ng gym, magsuot ka ng purple belt. Ang gagawin mo ngayon is mag-affiliate ka sa isang tao. Oh, gusto ko maging affiliate sa'yo sa States or sa Brazil. They don't know you. You pay them. O affiliate ka na nila. Doon ka na magpapromote. Irig ka. That's exactly what's happening here.
On a more serious note, what happens to the students who are gonna be affiliated with these types of black belts or at least coaches? Wag na natin i-black belts, coaches.
Kawawa
Diba?
sila.
Lahat natin, 'di ba?
Kawawa sila. They wasted their time, their money. Lahat ng effort nila, lahat ng sacrifice nila, mapupunta sa wala. It's just the reality of it because you're being taught by a fake. He may have gotten a blue belt and pretends to be a black belt, but then he's still fake.
What about Chief yung mga coaches or higher belts that don't like to spar or that don't like to spar?
Maybe at a certain age that's fine, okay, because there's wear and tear. Example, John Danaher. Okay, he has the greatest mind ever. When I trained with him when I was a purple belt, he didn't spar already even back then. So I was always wondering why. But then I didn't know about his injuries. So that's fine. Your black belt, you always have to be tested. That's why there's stripes on your black belt because you're constantly learning. People think that the black belt is the end. No, that's the beginning. If you got your black belt legitimately, that's your time now to continue learning and understanding jiu-jitsu. Because now that you know fundamentals, you know the broad spectrum of things, now you can begin to understand what jiu-jitsu is really about. And if you understand what really jiu-jitsu is really about, you'll see how infinite it is. grabe. So much to learn, and you cannot learn all of that in this lifetime.
So if you're a new student, you're a student who wants to get into jiu-jitsu,
Yes.
how would you know kung legit yung school na pag-enrollan mo?
Mhm.
How would you know? What questions could you ask? How could you check? What are the guidelines of a legitimate jiu-jitsu school with a legitimate lineage?
Okay, the first part is to check out the lineage. That's easy. You can easily search that on the internet. Tagang lineage. And then, for example, if they say that they're a affiliate of this person, try to look for pictures of how many times this guy actually trained with this person. Okay? Kung talagang may
Patay!
relationship sila.
Wala na.
O, di ba?
Maraming
So, doon pa lang,
magagalit
ang dami
dito.
ng laglag, di ba? Okay, number 2, the track record of the school. That's another thing. And then number 3, when you're in the school, listen to the vibe and see how people treat you. Kung mayabang masyadong instructor, mayabang yung mga tao doon, di ba? Hindi ko binibida yung DefTaca, but we've been around for like decades already. 30 years, 96-97% of us are still together. No, we got rid of all the trash. We're really close and we're really, really family. And people think, oh, it's like a cult already in there. Because we really support each other. So you have to be in an environment, whether it's DefTac or anywhere else, that people really support you genuinely. Hindi yung, kunyari, yung fake nice, oh, I wish that you could run, pero sa lublo, tanginan to, tabat, tinap ko na yung kanina, or yung mga ganon, di ba? I had to do this so I could grow, ganyan. To each his own. You will be the one responsible for how fast you will get your legitimate black belt. The instructor is just a guide. The instructor will just put on the belt when you are of the belt. Okay, you cannot, if you negotiate for your belt, you already know that you're not a belt. Oh, kunyari, or naawa sa'yo, nako, or they want to retain, kasi ginagawa nila para lagi ako may estudyante, ipopromote ko na to. Oh, di ba? And then the belt is always given. Okay, you never charge for it. If you're an instructor and you charge for the belt or you charge for stripes, that's not, nobody, no, it's true. Nobody does that. When you give the belt, it's you actually giving it. That's it.
Not even 8,000.
Hindi, kasi ganito yan, kunyari, ako yung black belt instructor, di ba? Bukas, darating yung kaaway ko, yung Meralco, at saka yung Maynilad. Naku, magpo-promote na lang muna ako siguro bukas para, di ba? Those are the red flags.
What do you think about belt chasers?
Those are the worst kind. There's so many now because you never earned it. Okay, if you negotiated for it, or if you're after a belt, because you remember when you're wearing the belt, you have to be able to defend that belt and show everybody you're of that level around the world. Hindi lang sa gym mo or hindi lang sa mga binubola mong tao. Some people, they're not even part of that team. Magko-cross-train to bibigyan ng belt. Diba? It's exactly what, so para malamaki yung association nila, that's irresponsible. That's very irresponsible. You should only give a belt to someone who's really your student.